Welcome to Gilda's Club Kansas City in our Essential Oils class, and I will now turn it over to our presenter, Arden.
All right, well, good evening, everybody. I'm not sitting in a grass field, but it's a little bit better than my background, which was a map of the United States. I actually do some tutoring of students online, and so this is my place to sit and do my educating. But I wanted to, I just discovered the whole virtual background thing. And so I decided, okay, well, we'll put some grass in the background and it makes it look kind of nice. And those little droplets actually almost look like essential oil droplets. So this is a little bit odd for me because I'm so used to seeing people's faces and interacting, and my teaching style is actually a whole lot more of interacting with people, asking questions, hearing answers. So as I move into lecture mode, I will try to be as animated as possible. And please write down your questions. Please, please, please. I am looking forward to hearing questions, answering them at the end. I'm actually going to try and finish with about 20 minutes left if possible, so that I can answer your questions and field as many of them as I possibly can. Hopefully, I will be answering a lot of your questions as we go through this presentation. And so, as you can see, I'm just so grateful to Gilda's Club. I got introduced to Gilda's Club probably about 3 years ago now. And I am not a cancer victim or survivor. I do have my family, some people who have unfortunately passed away from cancer. So it is in our family. And I also just had a long conversation with a dear friend of mine who is 2 years younger than I am. I'm 56, so she's 54. And I just had a 2-hour conversation with her yesterday about her journey through an ovarian mass that was on her ovary, and all the things that she's going through with chemo and all these, the things that many of you have experienced or are experiencing. So that's my expertise, I guess, in this area. But I do have a little bit of expertise in essential oils. I do want to introduce myself to you. Let's see if I can advance this slide. Okay, the slides aren't advancing, so let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay, so welcome to Essential Oils 101. And my name is Arden Czaszewicz, is how you pronounce my last name, of Thriving Hope. And HOPE stands for helping other people essentially. And this is what I love to do through essential oils as well as many other ways. And so I'm excited to give you a little bit about my background. I grew up in Colorado, but I've lived in Illinois, went to school there, went to graduate school in Virginia, got my master's in English education, secondary. And then I lived in Hungary for first 2 years, and then I went back for another 9 years. So I was in Hungary for 11 years. I have a wealth of experience in overseas experiences, both medically, as I had surgery while I was in Hungary, and as well as just traveling to the other countries. Now I live in Missouri, Kansas City. My family background, my father was a urologist. He's now 91 and retired. My mother was a nurse, and she also is retired. So I come from a medical background. And I say that because I am not at all, as an essential oil advocate, I am not at all opposed to anything having to do with the medical field, because I believe in it. I believe that it has its incredibly important place. And I respect the medical profession and all that they do to help us. And that is deep rooted in me as a daughter of a doctor and a nurse. So I am an educator. I'm a high school English teacher. In fact, I'll be starting a new position teaching English language learners. So those are second language learners starting in August. I'm married. I've been married, it will be 9 years, May 1st, first marriage for both of us. So we don't have any children. We got married a little bit late in life. I'm a former athlete, not professional. I'm just kind of one of those that love to do all kinds of athletics now. I'm just trying to stay in shape. So maybe that's similar to a number of you. So, but what I'd like to start out with is talking about the disclaimer that I want to read The information here is for personal educational purposes only. It is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. So please consult a qualified healthcare professional about any condition or treatment. And we're going to start out about historical uses of essential oils. First of all, there were extensive use of essential oils in biblical times. Ancient times, you've got 70% of the books mention essential oils. That's crazy to me. And 33 species and more than 500 references, because essential oils and even the pharmaceuticals of today originate from plants, obviously, okay? So we've got the basis for our medicines and our essential oils all around us, in the plants around us. And so that's kind of a background on the historical uses. First of all, you've heard of anointing, when you would anoint someone with essential oils. Well, it's interesting because the biblical meaning of anoint means to massage or to rub with oil, which makes a whole lot of sense. I was actually just, I took a shower, put some lotion on, and added my essential oils and was rubbing it in. And the anointing had to do with massaging with essential oils. Now, these anointing oils were either pure essential oils or fatty oils like almond or olive oils, and many of them contained essential oils from the various plants. And essential oils were used for plagues, okay? We see that Aaron was commanded to fill the censer with fire and incense. Well, the incense contained frankincense and myrrh. And so he ran through the camp aromatically diffusing these oils and stopping the plague. So long history of essential oils. I'm going to be giving you some resources at the end to look these things up as far as modern usages of these essential oils. So a little bit about frankincense and myrrh, since we've already mentioned those. Frankincense is known as the king of oils, and it's one of the most precious essential oils, has extensive health benefits. And you can take 1 or 2 drops in a veggie capsule to support healthy cellular function in your body. It helps to keep your body from getting too inflamed. We're going to go over frankincense in a little more detail a little later, but it is one that you want to make a note of, especially those of you who are struggling with some health issues. And then we've got myrrh, which helps with a healthy immune function response. Very much helps with the respiratory system. Isn't that interesting in this day and age that we're living in? It also protects the health of the mouth and the throat, and it promotes emotional balance and well-being. So you can imagine these two being diffused throughout the camp and in the historical times. Not only would it bring the health benefits, but it would bring the calm to the people. And so that's an exciting thing about those 2 essential oils. Some of you may have some experience. Usually I start my class by asking everybody what kind of experience they have with essential oils on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm not going to get to ask you that question. So I'm going to assume, which is a dangerous thing to do, but I'm going to just assume that many of you have a little bit of experience with it, but some of you may not have any, and so I'm going to start there. So what are essential oils? Well, they're natural aromatic compounds, and they're found in plants. They're steam distilled or cold pressed extraction. That's how the professionals get them out of the plants. They have powerful, safe benefits without side effects. Now that really caught my attention because growing up, I would, as my dad was a doctor, it was wonderful because I didn't really have to go to the doctor, but there were some side effects to some of the medications that I was given. Things like constipation, sleepiness, all kinds of side effects. And as you know, many things get side effects, but essential oils don't have any side effects, which is pretty powerful. And this is a peppermint leaf, and you can see these oil sacs on the peppermint leaf. And that is where you extract the oil from. If you ever grab a peppermint leaf and you just squeeze it between your fingers and smell it, you know that you've crushed those oil sacs. And that is, and again, these are the places where they obtain the oils from particular plants. So a lot of people ask me, are essential oils potent? And amazingly, they are. A lot of people are into herbs. I love herbs. I put herbs and different things in my morning smoothie every day. But essential oils are 50 to 70 times more powerful than herbs. So some people ask me, why do you still use herbs? Well, they have their effects in my body that are beneficial to me. So essential oils, you only have 1 to 2 drops are needed. So for example, 1 drop of peppermint essential oil is the equivalent of 28 cups of peppermint tea. You're thinking, well, I don't want to take 1 drop because I'll be like going like this. No, that's the caffeine in the tea, not the essential oil. And so you've got high potency, effective, and it makes them very, very affordable. On average, costing about 8 cents a drop. And a 15 milliliter bottle contains 250 drops. And I don't know, yeah, I guess you can see this. So this is a 15 milliliter bottle, all right, that we've got here. And then we're talking about a 5 milliliter bottle, which is smaller, and it contains 85 drops. And a 10 milliliter bottle, 165 drops. So why are they so effective? Everybody always asks me that. Essential oils pass through the cell membrane. They help support the body. They don't cure anything, okay? Essential oils do not cure anything. All they do is help the body to do what the body was created to do, and that is to heal itself. What essential oils do is address issues at a root cause on a cellular level. So you can see over here, here's our cell. You've got that little virus that camps out inside the cells and wreaks all kinds of havoc. And that's what viruses end up doing. You know, when you get the flu, you go to the doctor and typically they'll say to you, go home, get rest, drink lots of liquids, and just ride this out. And that's because we don't have the capability to get inside that cell and attack that virus. Your body has to be able to fight it off itself. And so interestingly, essential oils are able to break that outer membrane of that cell and go inside and support the cell and strengthen that cell. So they have hundreds of different complex compounds. And what that does is that prevents the body from building up a resistance to it. And so they naturally work with your body to support your body in order to heal itself. Now, how rapidly do they work? Well, I can tell you I was a little bit nervous about doing the essential oils Zoom class. I'm never nervous when I'm in front of people, but when I can't see the people and I don't interact with them, because that's what educators love to do, is interact with their classes. So I made sure that I put on my Balance essential oil, okay, before coming into class. And this is a blood sample 30 seconds after applying 1 drop of Balance essential oil. You can see beforehand, the picture on the left, all the cells are clumped together and they're not moving very well. And then after applying a drop of the Balance essential oil, they're moving freely. And there's just a relaxation that comes over you. I can literally feel it. And so I love this oil. We'll talk a little bit about Balance in a little bit. So how to use essential oils? This is a big question everybody has. So there are 3 main ways. Aromatically, is you breathe in or use a diffuser to clean the air. So for example, if I'm going to breathe in, a lot of people ask me, well, how do you breathe in? So I'm just going to take a drop of this oil. It's called ylang ylang. It's a wonderful oil for helping just kind of calm. And I'll put a drop on my hands, rub my hands together, and I'll inhale. And then I'll just take it and I'll rub it on the back of my neck. And I'm actually getting to number 2, which is the topical way. You can also use a diffuser. There's a diffuser pictured right there. We have a diffuser that my husband and I put essential oils in every single night. And the oils that we use, we're going to go over today because they're extremely helpful for building helping the immune system, supporting the immune system, and also helping with sleep. Topically, you can apply it to the bottoms of your feet or on the area where you're feeling pain or you're feeling the troubled area. If you have a cut, you can apply essential oils directly to that cut. With sensitive skin, diluting and using fractionated coconut oil. Now, fractionated coconut oil, a lot of people don't know what that is, but it's coconut oil that doesn't get hard. You remember how you buy coconut oil at the store and in the wintertime it gets really hard, summertime it melts? Well, fractionated is always liquid. You always want to keep oils out of eyes and ears. And the third way is internal. There are a number of companies where you can take essential oils internally. You need to look at the bottle. If it says on the bottle, not for internal use, don't use it internally. But you should also be cautious about that particular oil, and we'll talk about that later. Because if it says not for internal use, well, if I'm breathing it in, I'm taking it internally. If I'm putting it on my neck, it's going inside. Now, it may not be going inside my belly, but it's still being absorbed into my body. So always, always be cautious about any essential oil that says not for internal use. Are there differences in essential oils? Well, of course there are, because it's a big thing out there now. You probably see ads for it everywhere. So there are, the first largest category is synthetic essential oils. Now those we find in our shampoos, we find in perfumes. Then you move to food grade. Those are things like almond extract, lemon extract. Yep, they have essential oils in them. Then you move down to the therapeutic grade essential oils. And what those are, exactly what it says. They provide therapeutic support to your body. And then there's one more level, which is certified pure therapeutic grade. Now, we'll go into that a little bit. There are a number of companies that are at even a higher level than therapeutic grade because they want to make sure that their oils are tested. So just so happens this is a company I'm with, but I'm not promoting my company, but I just want to let you know that when oils, they need to be tested. And 6 times of the 13-step testing process is pretty intense. Also, you want oils that are above organic growing standards. Now, organic growing standards are, I believe it's 7 years that the fields have to be pesticide free. Well, we insist that it be 10 years pesticide free, and within 100 miles, there can be no pesticides being used. So I need to plug in my laptop here. Just saw it kind of go down a little bit. All right. And the plants are grown and harvested in their natural habitat. That's another thing you want to look for with essential oils, is where are they sourced from? Because you want to make sure that they're coming from where they grow natively. Okay, so I want my eucalyptus from Australia because that's where it grows natively. Why? Because that's the best soil for the best growth and the healthiest and the most potent plants. And I want my lavender not to be grown on some farm in Kansas or Missouri, but I want it to come from France. Also, Bulgaria is a native place where lavender comes from. So you want to make sure you're looking at where things are sourced from. And here's a test I was referring to before that you want to ask, hey, have these oils gone through a mass spectrometry test? And what that means is that exact amounts of compounds must be present to pass. There can be no foreign impurities present. Each compound must be 100% pure. You need to find a company that performs this test with every oil, every batch. And you should be able to ask the company if they do that and have them send you the proof of that, okay? You want them to guarantee every oil is 100% pure because, for example, I have gone into some local markets, which will remain unnamed, but they sell essential oils. And I walked up and I picked up a bottle of lavender, for example. And it's, first of all, I notice it says not for internal use. Well, I know immediately that I'm not going to even purchase that oil. But secondly, I will look and see that because it says not for internal use, I look at the ingredients. and it will often say lavender and all these other ingredients. Or it won't list the ingredients. Why doesn't it list the ingredients? Well, the FDA, the essential oil industry is a non-regulated industry. And so they have to self-regulate. And I only trust those companies that self-regulate with outside third-party testing. And so I just want to throw that out to you, because I know that all of you, in dealing with what you're dealing with, you want the highest potency and the highest purity, because you don't want to be putting junk in your body. So I want to talk to you, first of all, about some of the most popular essential oils. And we're going to be going through these a little bit quickly because I'm just looking at my time here. So lavender, foothills of France, it is a very calming oil. You can diffuse or apply topically to calm anxiety and soothe emotions. Again, bottoms of the feet are a very popular place. You can put it topically to soothe irritated skin or lips. If you burn yourself on the stove, whatever, immediately put the lavender. Forget the ice, put the lavender. And you're not going to have any kind of scarring going on either. Massage on the bottom of your big toes at bedtime. Your big toes are the direct reflex point to your brain. And so it will calm your brain. And during this time when there's so much anxiety, especially with this COVID-19, man, I just am forever putting the lavender on the bottoms of my toes. There's also another oil I love. It's called Serenity, which its name gives it away. It calms a reaction to a bee sting or a bug bite. So lavender has many, many, many uses. I add it to bath water for a calming soak in the evening, and then, boy, I just sleep like a rock. And I want to point out a couple things you're going to see on other slides. A means aromatic. T means topical. I means internal. So this particular oil can be taken aromatically, and topically, or internally. And N means neat. That means you don't have to add any fractionated coconut oil to it, because you won't have any skin reaction. It's not a hot oil. Okay? So we're on to the next one, which is lemon from Italy. Okay? You know Italy is full of lemon trees. Maybe you didn't. You can add a drop to honey to soothe a dry throat. Diffuse to neutralize odors and elevate your mood. I love putting lemon on my sponge in the kitchen and just wiping down all of my counters. Lemon can also help with fatigue. I'll put some in a glass, not in plastic, in a glass water bottle or a glass like this of water, and I will, it's a great cleanser of the body. Clean kitchen counters, stainless steel appliances with the lemon as well. Melaleuca is a fabulous oil for first aid for the skin. Some of you know it as tea tree oil. Probably heard that word. It helps with blemishes and cuts. So I encourage people who have teenagers, hey, get a bottle of Melaleuca, have them start putting the Melaleuca on their face. Also, if you get a cut, I immediately put Melaleuca on there. It has bacterial and fungal fighting properties. You can use it in shampoo or conditioner for healthy scalp and hair. Combined with rosemary, it will stimulate hair growth. This is a wonderful oil. You can just take a few drops of the Melaleuca and a few drops of rosemary oil in your shampoo and shampoo with it, and stimulates hair growth. A friend of mine did that. She's like, wow, my hair's growing on the back of my neck. And apply to your feet and toenails. It's because it's antifungal. All right, this next oil is oregano. Now, I am maximizing my time on oregano because it's natural immune support. What do we all need right now? Immune system support. Now, you will notice that down at the bottom, A, T, and I can be all the way, and we're going to get to the last thing over here on the right in just a second. But you can take 3 drops in a gelatin capsule for periodic immune support. Dilute and apply to the bottom of feet for natural defense. and use internally as part of a monthly cleansing regimen for GI health. Now, what I love about oregano, first of all, not that I love about it, but you need to dilute it because it's what is known as a hot oil. So if you put it directly on your skin, you're probably going to get a little bit of skin reaction. Now, that's not a side effect. That's just because it's a hot oil. So what I will do is I will always mix it with some fractionated coconut oil or olive oil, and I will apply it the minute I feel anything coming on. So throat, cough, just general malaise. And I will put a drop or two of the oregano, my palm, coconut oil, rub it on the bottoms of my feet. And if I can get my husband to do it, he'll rub it up my spine. And so this is a great, great oil. It has some viral benefits to it. I'll just put it to you that way as we are facing viral issues these days. So keep that one in mind. Frankincense, we're back to talking about frankincense. It's a powerful support. Clean, soothe minor cuts or scrapes. I have a great story. My friend's husband came home. He had slit his head open, his scalp, and it was like gushing and pulsating blood. And she's thinking, we got to get to the emergency room. And she looked to get her keys, and she saw her frankincense. And so she just started pouring it into the cut on his head. And all of a sudden, it just started coagulating, and the bleeding stopped. And he was like, oh, I feel so much better because it's an anti-inflammatory. And so he just went back to work, and then never got stitches, and the cut healed perfectly. So wonderful for that. Use the carrier oil for beautiful skin. Again, apply to the bottom of the feet and the brainstem for relaxation and balanced mood. I want you to write down this website, pubmed.gov. And you can type in frankincense essential oil, because there are a number of studies out there that show those of us who are battling a little bit of memory issues, frankincense is a huge, huge help for those kinds of things. And so I want to just say, when in doubt, use frankincense. If you don't know what else to use frankincense. And this is one oil we put in our diffuser every single night. Now, frankincense is safe for animals too. This is a friend of mine's dog. Got his leg sliced open in a dog fight. And after 3 days of only using frankincense, you can see how that wound is healed up. So it's a wonderful, wonderful oil. Deep Blue is a soothing blend oil. And this one, there are a number of different kinds of ways to get Deep Blue, but it's perfect topical use for athletes. Remember I said I was an athlete? Well, not so much an athlete now, and my muscles get sore. And so I've got the Deep Blue Rub, which I love. It supports muscles and joint and cartilage. My sister-in-law was struggling with a lot of arthritic pain, and she got the Deep Blue, and she's like, whoa, this is so wonderful. Her knees and her hands and just her elbows. And so she can't do without it right now. It's a synergistic blend. It's cool tingling sensation. And does it work after exercise massage on body and joints? You bet it does. I've had 2 back surgeries, so sometimes my lower back gets real sore, and I'll just put that Deep Blue right on there before I go to bed, wake up in the morning, just feeling fine. I do have another story about the Deep Blue. I had a gentleman come to my class, and he was very skeptical about essential oils. He said, well, what do you have for nerve damage? Because I had surgery in my neck for throat cancer, and they nicked the nerve. And my pain level has been between 8 and 10 for the last 6 years. And I said, well, here, and kind of cautiously gave him a sample of the Deep Blue rub. And he said, well, I'll try it at home. So we went home that night. I got a text message from him. He said, what is this stuff? My pain level dropped from an 8 to a 2. He said, but the real test will be overnight. And so he took a shower, put it on, woke up in the morning, texted me and said, my pain level is between a 1 and a 2. I need to get this stuff. And he was so thrilled because he tried everything over the course of 6 years. And this was the first thing that was able to help him with his nerve pain. Now, breathe is another one that I really want to focus in on because it's respiratory support. And as we are hearing, this is something that is going to be critical to support our airways. So this does, when you apply it topically on your chest, it comes not only in the oil form, but it's also a rub. It's like a underarm stick, but you put it on your chest. It's the breathe, and it helps maintain clean airways and breathing. You can diffuse it. We diffuse it. Again, we do frankincense, breathe, and another one, On Guard, every single night, along with serenity to help sleep. But you get a more restful sleep because your airways are opened. And so you're resting very well. Apply to chest or bottom of feet for seasonal respiratory discomfort. And this one may be a little bit sensitive down at the bottom because it's got a few oils in it that are maybe skin sensitive. So you may have some sensitivity and may need to cut it with some fractionated coconut oil. Now, Digest Zen is a combination of different oils. One of them is one that I don't particularly care for. It's called anise. It smells like black licorice. But it is a fabulous essential oil blend that eases digestive discomfort, nausea, and motion sickness. And you can actually put it on the bottoms of your feet, and it will help with those things. So I don't have to smell it. It also supports healthy, comfortable digestion. You can take it internally. There's actually Digest Zen soft gels. You can apply to the bottom of children's feet to support tummy health. And I have an interesting story about that. A friend of mine had a baby, probably about 9 or 10 weeks old, who got some bad medicine. Unfortunately, it was a mistake and stopped the baby up with a lot of constipation. And my friends were willing to allow me to put Digest Zen roller ball, which was already cut with fractionated coconut oil, on the bottom of the baby's feet. The next morning, we had 2 diapers full of wonderful baby poop, but that baby was a whole lot happier. So it is safe for children, usually on the bottoms of the feet, and always, always, always cut with fractionated coconut oil. Also helps with congestion issues. You can put it right here on the side of your ears, on the back of your ears and down your neck, and it will actually help drain congestion. So it's a very, very versatile oil. Now, On Guard is the next one, natural defense. This helps support your immune system. Diffuse it in a room to reduce environmental threats. Dilute in a spray bottle, clean doorknobs, or there is an On Guard sanitizing mist, which I don't know if my background is allowing you to see. And it's a little spray bottle. I'm actually spraying this on the inside of my and outside of my mask that I wear to go to the store because it's so helpful in keeping things clean. Dilute and gargle, protective mouth rinse. The On Guard soft gels add immune support. Now, one of the questions that came in ahead of time in the class was issues with curbing cravings. And if you're dealing with cravings as a result of your treatment. Slim and Sassy is a wonderful blend. You can see what the ingredients are: grapefruit peel, lemon peel, peppermint plant, etc. And what it's designed to do is to help boost your metabolism and manage hunger cravings when ingested. Slim and Sassy Metabolic Blend can be used as a part of a weight management plan and combined with exercise and healthy eating. They also have a Slim and Sassy gum, which I love. I don't necessarily need to lose a lot of weight, although I have put on some weight since this whole stay at home has happened. But this helps me just to curb those cravings for sweet things. And it also comes in soft gels. And so this is a great essential oil blend. Another question that came in from one of you was something about urinary problems and kidney health. And so juniper berry is an excellent essential oil that supports healthy kidney and urinary tract function. Okay, and again, there are ways to take this in a small capsule. You can get them at like Whole Foods or something, those empty capsules, and take 1 or 2 drops, or you could also just rub it right on your skin at your kidney. And you can also diffuse it. That's actually the best way, because then you're getting it for 3 or 4 hours at a time. And that is helping support your kidney and urinary tract function. And another one that I want to talk about, which is great for supporting the immune system and antioxidants, is clove oil. Helps to boost the immune system function, helps to curb cravings. You can inhale, diffuse, or apply to the bottoms of the feet or back of the neck. And on the ORAC scale, you can see that it is nature's most powerful antioxidant, even more powerful than ASEA berries. Now, peppermint is a great oil to cool and invigorate. I put peppermint and lemon in water. It's a healthy, refreshing mouth rinse, or just to drink. When you inhale it, it invigorates your lungs and it increases your alertness and it combats fatigue. I'll use it on a long car trip. I'll actually put it like right underneath my nose and start sniffing it, or on the back of my neck, and rub it in, and I'm just awake and alert, and I don't have to use caffeine, which is wonderful. Another interesting thing is that you can put it in a spray bottle with water to mist your body to cool yourself, and also around windows and doors to combat spiders. If you apply it to your neck and forehead with lavender, it calms the tension. Another thing that peppermint can help you do is somebody had written in and asked about, when they can't quite empty their bladder. Well, if you sit on the toilet and inhale peppermint, then it can actually loosen up and give you the opportunity to empty your bladder. So that was kind of a cool thing to share with you, and hopefully helpful. The other one I want to really emphasize here is Zendocrine, okay, which is called the detoxification blend. You can see the ingredients there. And the key benefits is that it supports healthy liver function. And I know that that's an issue when you're going through chemotherapy and getting all those chemicals in you that you need to detoxify. And so Zendocrine is a great way to support the body's natural ability to rid itself of unwanted substances. Love Zendocrine. Comes in soft gels, so it's easy to take that way. Again, there's some ingredients there. It's got the juniper berry in there, which will help with that kidney support as well. So almost wrapping things up here before we start into questions, but I want to give you some essential oils, tips, and tricks. First of all, important places for topical application. The bottoms of your feet. Now, I always ask this question, but you can't answer, so I'll just tell you. Why the bottoms of your feet? Well, that's because all of your reflex points for all of the organs of your body are on the bottoms of your feet. Bottoms of your big toe go directly to your brain. The other toes are sinuses. In the middle of your left foot, right under the ball of your foot, is the place for your heart. So I struggle a little bit with high blood pressure, and so I apply my essential oils there in the morning and at night. Just rub it in. But you could just slap those essential oils on the bottoms of your feet, and you're going to get the health benefits from it. Behind the ears, as I mentioned, Digest Zen, but you can also put other ones behind your ears. I've got a favorite as a woman. One is called Whisper Essential Oil, okay? And it is a combination of a number of different oils, including bergamot, ylang ylang, patchouli, vanilla absolute. And this is a great one that I will wear as perfume right behind my ears. And it is, wow, very calming and not overly powering. So behind the ears is also a great place. Back of the neck, you can see the picture, hopefully, of the little dot on the woman's back of the neck right at the hairline. Why there? Because that is the blood-brain barrier right there at the neck, and it gets into the spine, and that is a wonderful reflex point. Another one is the forehead. If you have a headache, peppermint at the top near your hairline. Don't get it near your eyes, or else you're going to cry all day long. Okay, but in other places on the forehead, I'll often put peppermint, and then I'll combine it with balance just so I can stay calm but alert. And then over your heart, because your heart is starts to eat and get those not just peppermint, but those essential oils through your body. Oils are used to affect the mood, both topically, aromatically, and internally. And like I said, I think investing in a good diffuser, you can get one on Amazon. You need to make sure it's for essential oils. But you set the diffuser out in the middle of your house or in your bedroom or wherever you can, and everybody gets to benefit from the essential oils being diffused. Those who benefit use oils every day. A few more tips and tricks. Skeptical family members, yeah, we all have them. Just do your thing. If you decide you want to do some essential oils, just start doing them. They're going to actually benefit because they're going to be smelling them around you, okay? Because you have an immediate response through your limbic system by smelling them. Now, one of the things I love to do is there's a little keychain that you can get. You can put your own little essential oils in the keychain, carry it around in your purse or your bag. And that is a great way to always have your oils on hand. I want to mention really briefly something that has had a huge impact on me, and that is the Lifelong Vitality Pack. And this is a vitamin pack that supports healthy cell function and metabolism, cellular immunity, mental clarity, and brain function, including 22 vitamins and minerals, promotes cardiovascular, nervous, brain, eyes, and immune function. Why this in an essential oils class? Because one of them, called the XE Omega, is the essential oil omega mix of particular oils. And that way I'm taking oils internally on a daily basis, and I'm getting my vitamins and minerals. And my story is with my back surgeries, I had a weak lower back. And so I was constantly having to do exercising, which I still do. But I started taking these, and I noticed that I wasn't having to be careful getting up out of bed. And I thought, oh, it can't just be the vitamins. I ran out of the vitamins. And within 2 weeks, I was having to be careful about getting out of bed again. So I was like, okay, I got to get the vitamins. Went back on the vitamins. And within about a week, able to hop up out of bed, no back issues. I don't understand it. It just works for me. And most vitamins that we buy at the store actually kind of go through our system, and we absorb about 5%. And in fact, there was a guy who works in the porta potty business who said, oh, you don't have to tell me about vitamins bought at the store. We have piles of them undigested. And so just keep that in mind also when you're looking for vitamins. So our moods are a complex interplay of emotional and physical components, especially now as we're dealing with the coronavirus. And so I want to talk about forgive. We need to do a lot of forgiving these days, okay? A lot of people are saying a lot of crazy things on social media, and I just look at, and I get triggered very easily, so I have to get off of social media. But I grab my forgive, and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be bitter. I'm not going to be angry because somebody doesn't agree. So I'll put on the back of my neck or behind my ears or the bottoms of my feet. It's a wonderful mix. And yes, indeed, I am able to kind of forgive. Another one is peace. And this is called the reassuring blend. I love the one that is a 10 milliliter roller bottle. It combines floral and mint essential oils. And if I'm feeling worried or fearful, anxious, or insecure, I'll diffuse peace or apply it behind my ears like perfume. And I tell you, it just immediately calms me. The other one that I love, and I mentioned before, is balance. So if you're feeling any of those emotions, this would be a great oil to possibly look into. Or if you know people who might need something like this. So I offer to anybody who's interested a one-on-one wellness consult. We can do it via Zoom if you want to, just to talk about your particular issues. I know we're going to open it up in a minute for your questions right now, which I'll try to answer, but you may not want to ask some very specific questions that have to do with you. And that's great because I love meeting with individuals one-on-one and talking about your particular issues. And I'm happy to do that. I just want to thank you so much for attending this class. And I also want to give you some resources. Please write these down. I think actually the whole slide might be available to you guys. But there's some online resources that you can write down. I love aromaticscience.com. It is just chock full of information about essential oils. Also, if you go to pubmed.gov and type in essential oils, they will have tons of information for you. I also send out, well, I didn't send out this month. I'm not very good at it, but monthly emails about tips and classes and promotions. And I don't spam you. I'm not one of those who you get an email every day from. And I also have a Facebook page that you can turn to. And you can contact me with any questions at all. That's a picture of me and my wonderful husband, Paul. And that's my email address, and I freely give that to you, and you can feel free to email me anytime. All right, we're to questions time.